What up?
What's up, bro? Doing all right?
Yeah, man.
Picking this bar?
I'm looking at it. Yeah, breaks the high up over here. I like it.
That's the proper confirmation.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Support made after the down move. So just wait for this wick down, and then if it breaks the high up over here, take the buy. Have the stop loss below the whatever wick down this thing makes.
So would you have needed to wait till the second half of that, or is the first half safe on that account?
Second half would be better. Second half would definitely be better.
Because of what?
Just the just extra confirmation. But if it does break in the first half, we did get an hour close, like, bullish as well.
Okay, that makes sense.
So if we do get a break, it would break. It would be a break on the hourly too. So either way, as soon as it breaks the high, I like an entry here. Have a
That makes sense. It's not like at a resistance or nothing.
yeah. Have a 9-10 pip stop loss if it stays right here.
How's everything going?
Good, man. Getting stuff together for this freaking house.
Must be cold.
Hmm?
Shit, it must be cold.
Yep.
What's your target up here for the buy?
570, 7, or yeah, 580.
Okay.
Yeah, just the top of this clean candle over here. It could even be 630 if you base it on the hourly.
It's definitely a bullish bullish rejection. It should take off.
Yeah, and if it doesn't, and we get a close back below 370, we're gonna continue down to 137, 170 or so.
You got a bias for the day?
Bullish. I am bullish for, even though everything looks bearish, I'm still bullish for the day. The reason being is the previous daily was bullish. We've broken the high of the previous daily already, but we did do it pretty early. So that's a little concerning. But just the way these candles are forming, we dipped into an area here on the 4 hour, right over here, and we're reacting off of it right now. So depending on how this 4 hour closes, it could be trying to form some support here, and that's what we're seeing on the lower time frames when these candles are closing bullish, like this one here. Where's my stuff at? This candle here. We're getting like lower time frame confirmations that support is trying to be formed. If we get more bearish candles forming, then that support's no good. So we'll just have to wait and see. This is also a bank holiday as well, so you gotta be careful about that.
So U.S. bank holidays affect this stuff over here?
Sometimes, yeah. May lead to less volume.
Columbus Day is still a holiday here.
Yeah, it's insane.
Candles seem to be moving proper length.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if this high breaks over here, I'm gonna take this buy.
Seems like the right move. You mean if it breaks on the next 15?
Just if it breaks on the 30, whenever the 30 breaks,
Yeah.
it's probably gonna happen on the next 15. But yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like a nice rejection.
mm-hmm.
Blah blah blah. You taking your full position, or you dialing back because of the day?
Dialing back, definitely dialing back.
Mm.
Should be a pretty decent week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Fuck. Are you saying something? It says talking, but it's not. It's not saying anything.
Mm-mm. I don't know why it says that. That's weird.
I guess this wants to go down.
Looks like it, right?
So how do you take a 30-minute confirmation on this next trade?
You don't.
So what is the 30-minute confirmation?
It would have been if the since Where's my tool at? Since you would have had this one closed bullish, you would have had support created. If this next one would have came up and broke the high, that would have been a confirmation based on the previous one closing bullish and support was created. That would have been enough for me to take this buy up to that area, up somewhere up in here.
And how do you get one now?
Now we just wait. We need to wait for more candles now, because now we're getting a close back below this support level here.
Yeah, so
now it's either on the next one, it either breaks the low over here and continues down to this next level, or it could just range in between here, and we don't know what it's going to do. So now we just wait.
So that's what I'm saying. How would you get a 30-minute confirmation on the sell? Like, what would that look like?
This will close bearish, and then the break of the low.
That's it. That's all you're looking for?
Yep.
As long as it's on the 30-minute timeline.
Yes.
I get it now. I just wanted to make sure.
Yep. Breaks of highs and breaks of lows. That's typically what I'm looking for.
Oddly enough, we never went over that.
Yeah. Breaks of highs and breaks of lows on the 30.
Can you believe that? Can you believe we never talked about that?
I can't, because that's all I ever talk about, but I can't believe we never formally talked about it. No.
For real. That's how I came up with that back half, front half garbage, because that's the only way I could make any of this make sense.
It's just breaks of highs and breaks of lows. That's it.
Yeah, that's cool. That makes it simpler. It makes me wonder why you just wouldn't wait for the 30 then.
Yeah, that's what we did the first go around. We were waiting on 30-minute candles the whole time. That's why it was so smooth. Somehow I went from waiting on 30s to waiting on 15s and messed myself up.
If you could if you could forgive me, I walked out of the room to get my tea. You said that's what we did, and I'm assuming you're about to say the first week.
Mm-hmm. Like the first go around.
Is that why it was going so successfully?
Exactly. And somehow along the way, I switched to looking at 15-minute.
I know I was up $600. I was like, this shit is easy.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's when the transit. See, I didn't know what was even happening at that point.
I know exactly what was happening.
I did. Yeah. I was just looking at the breaks. When one crossed another and trying to figure out the formations. I didn't notice anything about the timelines till maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks later.
Yeah, we were taking 30-minute breaks of highs and lows and being pretty successful there, especially if it was after, once support or resistance was formed.
For sure.
Like the immediate break after, that's usually a good trade.
For sure. I think that what's it called? Impulse trades started getting.
Mm-hmm.
I think that must have started then.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I mean, to be honest, that's good to know.
It is. It's just great information to know. We know what not to do now.
For sure. I'm glad I did not understand the difference. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
My bad. I was trying to look at my arrow color. Okay, there we go. That's a little better. So a better example of what I was talking about was this case over here where you had a bullish candle close. You had a bearish candle close right after that. You had another bullish candle close, so indication of support.
Mm-hmm.
The next bullish candle broke the high of this one here
Mm-hmm.
and continued running up.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So, but we initially would have got trapped on this candle here, not waiting for it to cross up over here. Because
I,
it went down, closed, and then formed one, and then crossed the high over here.
I remember that.
Yeah. So uh, a similar thing is looking like it's happening over here, where we had a bullish candle close. This one's probably going to close bearish. We need another one to close back bullish and then break a high or something to continue up.
For sure. That's definitely why I started waiting because of those reversals.
Yep. It's either gonna do it's either gonna do this, what happened over here,
Mm-hmm.
or it's just gonna or it's gonna close bearish like it is, break the low, and then continue down. Because if you notice over here, um, this bullish candle never broke the low of this bearish candle over here. So if this one closes bearish like this one did, and the next candle breaks the low, it's gonna do something that this bullish candle over here didn't do either at a similar spot that it's at.
Mm-hmm. Which it looks
So
like it wants to do, to be honest.
right, right. So that could be indication that this thing is going to continue down. So we'll see.
I mean, you could just move damn near at a snail's pace at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You don't have to be worried about missing out, it seems, if you're waiting on those. It's good for me to see this today. I was getting there. I was just getting there the long way.
Yeah, me too.
Just getting there the long way. I just didn't know. Experience.
Same.
It made me feel good because I feel like I would have figured it out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
because that back half of the candle thing was saving me. It started to make sense. So, and it's the closest thing to a 30 confirmation you could get if you're looking at the 15-minute chart, you know?
Right. So we had a candle just closing back bearish. So like I said, if you get a break of the low down over here, there could be a sell down to fill this wick and then, down to this next area.
And since that's a 30-minute candle, you feel way more secure about it than if that was a 15-minute candle that
Right.
you were breaking.
And
I get
we
it.
still have bearish structure too. So I do like the break of the low.
I get it. Stop loss above the current candle.
Stop loss above the previous 30 because it's only a 12 pip stop.
Okay.
So you'll be pretty safe having it above the previous 30. Yeah, have a 12, 13 pip stop. Yeah, close back below support too, so should have a decent way down.
That's meeting all my checkpoints.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it went wrong, it met all my checkpoints. You don't see no issue at 285?
I do, yeah.
So, can you tell me what a trader's domain is? Do you know what that is?
It's a broker.
Mm-hmm.
A broker.
That's it. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a broker. There we go. I am in. Mm.
It's a good move.
Mm.
I like to see that do that. Push down. Yeah, push on down. So I just went ahead and closed with a very small loss since it didn't go ahead and take off in my direction like I wanted it to.
It's pretty safe.
Once I hit break even, I scaled out a half of it. And then once it went into drawdown, I just closed the position.
It's pretty good risk management there.
Yeah, minus $8. I kind of wanted it to take off. And then I'll wait for the, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'll wait and see what happens on this next half. If it looks like I should re-enter at the break below that 15-minute support, maybe if it's not too late to enter right now. Yeah, I like that. Because even if I take the break of the next candle,
Mm-hmm.
it'll only be like a 10 pip stop loss to the top of the whole 30.
Second half of the 30. Hopefully we get a deeper push. Should get one. JPY is, yeah, GBP is super weak right now.
Mm.
Once we break past this wick here, it should be smooth sailing.
Mm.
Mm. Sheesh. There's the smooth sailing.
There it goes.
There it goes. Yes, sir. That is my 10 pips right there.
Yeah, I'm out. I got a little bit. I didn't get much, but I got a little bit.
Put my stops at break even. Close partials.
Crazy.
Mm. All right, I'm out of everything. Pretty good trade.
$700,
$700, 750.
Not that bad. I got like two pips out of the whole thing on the re-entry. I closed maybe 4 pips early.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't like what I was seeing. You got a little bit more comfortability with that than I do.
Yeah, I was pretty confident in the move, just based on the 30.
I got to see it a couple more times to believe it.
Yeah.
I've gone through a lot of shell shock those past 45 days with reversals and quick drawbacks and stuff. I think if I can maybe see maybe 4 or 5 trades on the 30 specifically, with me looking at the 30,
Mm-hmm.
start to calibrate so I can get more comfortable with letting it ride. But when it went in the drawdown, I had to get out, which it was a good exit. You know what I'm saying? It was a good
Yeah,
exit.
ain't nothing wrong with that.
I got back in pretty good. I got back in pretty good. I believe I exited a little too fast. I would have liked to have exited at 22, but I didn't have much faith. And I don't know how to fix that besides seeing it enough to get a lot of faith, but
Mm-hmm.
definitely in the positive for the day.
That's good. Hey, we should touch down at 170.
Yeah, I need to see it happen though. I need to reaffirm all of my beliefs. It's like I would have thought I would have been okay with that maybe 3 weeks ago that it gonna touch 170. But all of these short confirmations that I've been seeing have all been like a bunch of liars.
Yeah.
Here, I need to see to gain my trust back. Way safer. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Yeah, this was a very safe trade. I like this one.
Be extra safe. I can wait to the back half, because that's even more confirmation, but you don't necessarily Need to, as long as it's breaking the 30. I can see that clearly.
Mm-hmm.
So,
As long as it's not breaking in like the first like minute of the candle, you're usually pretty safe. If it's breaking in like the first minute or so, I don't trust it. Um, and that's something I've seen over time as well. But typically, as long as you're not breaking within like the first minute or the first like 30 seconds, you're usually good.
mm,
This was a very minimal drawdown trade. I think I was only down like 2 pips at one point, two
mm-hmm.
or 3 pips, and then caught our 10. Pretty satisfied with that trade.
Yeah, that's a good way to start.
Yeah, good way to start the week.
Yeah, I feel all right about what I just did. I don't feel like I missed out on nothing. I just slow and steady wins the race.
Mm-hmm.
And I was also concerned about this because the candles don't seem as clean as that they seem. I felt good about a wick fill, but
Yeah.
whole area it was looking a little dodgy for me.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
You know? And it did pull back anyway. So really, really, my re-entry was at 28. So for my re-entry, I think I did the right thing. I should have kept my original profit target, but it barely hit it too. So ain't gonna trip. So does Magic Keys work on your phone?
Mm-mm. What,
No.
what do you mean?
Like, can I Bluetooth my phone to the Magic Keys and use it?
No, so it hooks up straight through like when you put MetaTrader on your computer, you log in through there.
You log in the MetaTrader on the computer and then it Bluetooths to the computer.
Yes, to
And
my understanding.
if it Bluetooth to the phone, we got something here. Cause
I just know the actual software you have to set up like on the computer. That's why you need a PC for it.
on the software, you got to
Yeah, to my understanding, yes. I still don't have it yet. I'm gonna get it once um get this thing up and running.
I mean, that was a genius build right there.
Oh yeah, it was freaking yeah, it was amazing. I don't know who developed it or who made it happen, but
And my first close half of the position
mm-hmm.
was dead at break even.
Nice.
It was sweet. Dead at break even. And so
Wow.
I only lost a pip on that first trade. 1.4 pips.
It's really good risk management.
I appreciate that.
Very, very good.
So you just had the confidence to stay in because
Yes.
you've seen it before?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. 30. This was this was a trade I've seen a couple times and one I felt confident in the way it was setting up. Like I said, you had this support that was formed over here. As soon as this 30-minute candle here closed below the support level, I felt pretty confident once this low was broken, we were going to continue down.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually it's going to touch 170 eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But if this candle would have, if it wouldn't have broke the low over here and it would have closed back above the support level, the sales wouldn't have been there until you got to close below the support.
Yeah, I'm saying when you went into drawdown, two
Oh yeah,
pips
when I went to, I was still pretty confident.
based on just you being comfortable.
Yeah, just based on this previous 30-minute closure. If it would have came up and if it would have came up and broke the high on the 15 up here at like 393,
Mm-hmm.
that was where my stop loss was anyway. But if it would have started coming up a little higher, then I would have started scaling out.
Okay, all the way up there.
Yeah, if it would have came up, because my stop loss was up here at like 390. So if it would have came up to like 350, 360, I would have started scaling out at that point.
And what was
It only came up to like 340 or so, and then started dropping.
your entry? 32.
Entry was 322.
Yeah, we had the exact same entry.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Yeah, 322.
All right.
Yeah, so if I saw a 15-minute candle do what this one's doing right here, where it's coming up, breaking the high, uh, this is where I need to start closing half in the future.
Close half at break even. You close it at the break of the last 15.
Either at break even or once the 15 breaks.
And you do that based on the scenario.
Yeah, based on scenario and just based on the assumption that if this thing is going to continue down, it shouldn't be breaking highs and lows.
For sure.
Because this one here started, it didn't break the high of this one. This one here didn't break the high of this one. This one here didn't break the high of this one.
Mm-hmm.
That one didn't break over here. So why is this one breaking over here? If we are going to continue down, why is this one so special? So this one's an indication that you need to get out.
It can look like Robin Hood up here with all these arrows.
So yeah, it's just indication that you need to get out. I wonder if yellow is better. Yellow is interesting.
Try the pink.
I was looking at the pink, but I had pink lines, and I didn't know if that would be like too much pink.
It's like matching, you know? You don't think?
Ooh, I like the pink and the yellow. That's kind of dope.
Fucking Lakers fan, huh?
Man, yeah, purple and gold.
Mm-hmm.
And LeBron though.
Last night.
I didn't even watch it.
Yeah, they embarrassed him. They took the whole fucking spirit from him.
I didn't watch any of this year's finals. It was just boring to me.
Really?
Yeah.
I can definitely say I fell asleep before the end of every game, but the last one. I've
Yeah,
fallen asleep before every playoff game this year was over.
it was extremely boring.
You see Dak?
Yeah, I saw he got hurt. I didn't realize. Well, I didn't really read into what actually happened. Something about his ankle.
Yeah,
What happened?
looked like he broke that motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I ain't see all that. I
Yeah,
have to.
somebody tackled him and landed on him, and when he sat up, his ankle was facing.
Oh my God.
I said, "Oh Lord, man." Mm-mm.
Was this Jimmy's first finals?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm glad he got some finals experience.
Yeah, yeah, he cool. He kind of, I don't know. I used to like him more before I seen him this season.
What happened this season that made you not like him?
He's just slightly dirty of a play. Like he be elbowing folks and stuff, like unnecessary. It's like an unnecessary nastiness that he has. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be cool if it just spread to competition, but you know what I'm saying? It spreads past competition into cheap shots sometimes. You know, I don't really like that. It ain't necessary. Maybe if it was Kobe, it'd be okay because it's Kobe, but it's
I
just
was just about to ask. So is that any different from Kobe or not?
nah. If Kobe elbow you, you deserve to be elbowed. You know what I'm saying? Because Kobe is Kobe, and Kobe's done what Kobe's done. But Jimmy Butler, I don't know if he should be throwing out the unnecessary elbows.
Gotcha.
Let me see you win first or something. You know what I'm saying? Kobe converted everybody to being on his team. So, you know, I don't care if my own teammate elbow you. Like I don't see Steph Curry throwing elbows. You know, I see Draymond throwing elbows.
Right.
Not like it's different. Like an elbow to the gut versus an elbow to the face. Jimmy Butler drives to the hole and he's trying to elbow you and get a foul called versus going to the hole, dishing out punishment. It's just different. It's just different energy. It looks like
Yeah.
it
I
looks like
I could see that.
sneaky energy, right? And I just felt like he could do without it because he's hard enough working to not add that little bit on top. Yeah, but you know,
Yeah, I see that.
he plays for the Heat. That's what Pat Riley's all about. So
Mm-hmm. Mm, that's strong.
what happened?
So I was reading this quote that has nothing to do with trading, but I mean it could kind of deal with trading. He was in an interview and he said her happiness is not my responsibility. She should be happy and I should be happy individually. Then we come together to share our happiness. Giving someone a responsibility to make you happy when you can't do it for yourself is selfish.
Yeah, I live by that.
That is, whew,
I
that's
already.
strong.
It's just the most miserable thing trying to keep a girl happy.
Yeah, yeah. Shoot, somebody else, not even just a girl,
I
not even just a girl, just to keep anybody happy.
mean, I ain't trying to keep no man happy.
You're right.
So I don't know what you're referring to, buddy.
No, just like no, not like that. Just people in general, just trying to keep people happy.
Oh no, I am never trying to keep people happy. Only time I'm trying to keep somebody happy is if I care about them, I love them in some type of way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, because you kind of feel like that's your responsibility. If you don't know no better,
Mm-hmm.
I'd say 90, 80, good 80% of failed relationships are people who went into them unhappy in the first place and found happiness temporarily from what the other person was giving them. And then the moment that stops, they have no more happiness because they wasn't happy in the first place on their own.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that a long time ago.
Hmm.
Still trying to figure it out too.
That's interesting.
But when I started this current relationship, it was before I knew that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I had already given everything I had to a couple people and not understanding why. How could I do any more? Like, my God,
Mm-hmm.
there's no more for a person to give. And then, it'd be because they had their own problems when they were 7 years old or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're not financially where they want to be personally. Or they're not, you know, they don't meditate or have a clear head or make conscious decisions on their future. And, you know what I'm saying? It could be all
Mm-hmm.
low vibrational things that make a person unhappy.
Right.
They're not like have done the personal work to be able to recognize that and be there and have their own back. They're just going to rely on somebody else to do it. I think media in general places this stigma on people like the other person is responsible for your happiness. And it's just not the damn case. It's just not the damn case.
Makes sense.
You know? It's just not the damn case. you know?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. The whole thing's a shit show. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about that concept yesterday, and it's kind of like if you was happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Meet someone who's happy, and you guys come together. If you guys can easily assume the identity of the other, when you become like a couple, you have to assume the identity of the other person into your own. You have to assimilate it. So when they see them, they see you, and when you see them, you know what I'm saying, or vice versa.
Right.
Because the nature of what a couple is. And if you aren't all the way there, you're not all the way there. A couple can't be split. A couple, like, I was just thinking about marriage and how marriage is like disrespected nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason being is because people get married and they're not truly a couple. They're like a duo, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's two people, but it ain't two people who have assumed each other's selves into becoming one new self. When you
Mm-hmm.
find someone that you're willing to become one new self with, and it's out of complete happiness, you don't really need no paperwork because there's nothing that could get in the way of that. Really,
Right.
it should be a waste of time trying to get with a married woman or something like that, man, woman, because they should be so locked in that it would literally be a waste of time. So it wouldn't be no, worry about adultery or anything like that.
Yeah, you would think it's just it's how it should be, right?
Yeah. But people get married based off of dating and without even understanding what it means to like form one out of two. They just say it,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But you really have to assume every part of that person. You got to assume their family history. When I say assume, I mean assimilate.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, their family history, psychological history. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To take care of themselves so you don't have to lose part of you for things to be okay. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and if you could do that, if you could remain you and remain happy and keep working out and smiling and making money, and that person is working out and smiling and making money, and something go wrong, they could notice it and they could help you and help themselves, and you could help you and help themselves. And then in the midst of all that, you find love. There's that's like it's unfuckwithable
100%.
with or without paperwork. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. But it's way
That's
easier if
strong.
people are happy with themselves, you know, because then you don't go looking for other things to fill up your holes where you haven't made yourself happy.
Mm-hmm.
And when you know, if you're looking for it from me, if I stop giving it to you, you're gonna go try and find it somewhere else.
Right.
We got no time for that for sure.
Zero.
Took some
That's
years.
strong.
It took some years to get that, bro. Took some years to get that, but it's worth it. You know, it's worth it. I seen too many divorces growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Too much foolishness.
Too much foolery. That's strong. Haven't heard it articulated that way before, but that's extremely strong.
Yeah, it may be a blessing that you've never had to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah, but it makes sense though. Like uh the the current relationship that I'm in now is shaping up to be that way. Well, I say shaping up, it is that way. So it's just like putting into words what's already like happening. It's pretty cool.
it's definitely what you want to strive for. You know what I'm saying? I seen people
Right.
that for 50 years, but they was married because of necessity and obligation to a commitment that they made that they never even got straight with themselves first. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of that going on. People get married out of necessity and obligation.
Even like even staying together out of obligation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because back,
Mm-hmm.
you know, 15 years ago, it was 20 years ago, maybe you weren't even really supposed to be getting a divorce.
Right.
Think about what was said in the Bible in that way. But then they don't view the, institution of marriage the
Mm-hmm.
properly. So you can't, or you're just going to be a miserable person. Like,
You're staying together out of fear,
yeah, exactly.
fear of judgment.
There's so many reasons that people do the things they do and stay miserable and never even feel what it's like to be alive. You know,
Mm-hmm.
That's big for me because I've had so many like crazy type of relationships, man. Just trying to conquer that fucking bug that I have from growing up where I grew up at, you know?
Right.
Yeah, the really only way to do that is to just be by yourself until you can know something about yourself. When you start to know yourself, you start to know what you are for and what you can't handle.
Mm-hmm.
Then you start to find like your own self worth and your self value. So you know what you won't go for, you know. I'm
Right.
a promiscuous person at all. I I am by nature, but I turned down all of many advances because these people are psychologically in a way that is so deficient that it's almost like gross to like think about having that type of relationship with one of them, like a physical relationship with someone.
Yeah, it's almost insulting to yourself.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? It's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh man,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
nah, man. Part of my part of my job when I was in Atlanta the first time, part of my actual job was to go to the strip club for marketing and promotion, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so happens that the people I was with, they go every night. So I was going every single night. And they wondered why I never took a stripper home. Not my
Just
thing.
doesn't make sense. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
So it's not my thing. What can I do? I like myself to a certain level that this person doesn't like themselves. There is no attraction there.
Mm-mm. Zero.
The only attraction would be literally a physical one, which is based off of nothing. You see what it's like trying to date someone just because they look good.
Mm-hmm.
They end up being a dud on the inside. Waste.
Complete waste.
Tricky landscape to navigate. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Self awareness. Because everything is leading these kids to like value physical attraction. And then that quickly turns into love. Quickly. Because
Yeah.
the chemical mixed in love gets created.
Mm-hmm.
And then they don't know nothing about nothing or them or the other. And love is a thing you don't want to fuck around with. It's like the one thing powerful enough to knock a person completely off of everything.
Yeah. Of everything.
But I'm assuming handled the right way, uh, it probably could make you fly.
Can make you do some pretty amazing things if it was the right type of it. Mm, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, bro. There's nothing worse than this is my affliction. I think I got this from my father. since I have since I'm smart, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's my job to nurture and be there for people. And then you end up taking your validation from your self identity as being a person who's a helper. And then you end up forming relationships with people who need help.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, that's how the relationship can be formed. One needs help and one has the answers. And then that person gets what they need, and then that's it, because the person has what they need. That's like a continuous cycle of mine that I work on breaking. And oddly enough, it's because the thing that the person needs is the thing that I need, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So instead of giving it to number one, I give it to everybody nearby in order for them to be okay. At least if I'm not, I know you can be, you know? That's my newest challenge. I went through the looks, I went through the body challenge, the face challenge, the sex challenge, the guilt challenge, the if you leave me, I'm gonna commit suicide challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Many different challenges, you know, to get where I am in this current moment. And it's a bit annoying, but you know, I don't want to settle for less, unfortunately. So I keep trying to learn myself. The more I start to know, the less the less people I like to deal with, man. It's unfortunate. I look at Facebook sometimes and I see the level of the brain activity,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like, fuck. I just get so sad sometimes.
Yeah, it's tough.
Ain't no help over there. You know what I'm saying?
Very little.
Not from the people on my Facebook. Ain't much help. You know, it's almost like what the hell is life even? Cause man,
Yeah.
give me all this, and then I have to do it alone. And then the people you gave it to me to help for, like, look at you like I'm not Jesus, cuz like don't put me through that. You really want to make, you know, the story of Jesus out of everybody who has a gift. It's not cool. Not cool. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Uh, we're now really in this age where we're seeing the manifestation of media. Like,
Yes.
man, because now that it's not controlled by the people who made it to control it, you know, it's like these people made this thing so they can have control over people. And now it's out of their control. And I see what it does to the people. I wonder sometimes, man. I just wonder. Like, the way that this whole current system was created was out of chaos, out of a need for power and a need for greed. Our system is not based off of love and community and everybody working together. Our system is based off of greed.
Mm-hmm.
Be 2,000 years or 2,500 years or 2,021 years. The manifestation of that original intention is going to show its claws even more so than it has already. It's only going to keep rippling out, you know. Okay.
I mean, if you kind of think about it, what system was created off of love and peace and understanding?
I believe that um, I believe that somewhere along the line in African culture, it was based off of that because they have these terms in Butu and Sankofa
Mm-hmm.
that indicate that the elders in that village facilitated that specific energy for life. Because if you can still find tribes now who haven't been industrialized. You know what I'm saying? Uh, they're cool. You know what I'm saying? They don't have no clothes, no designer clothes. They don't give a shit about that. They're just on some living on Earth type stuff. You know, the ones that haven't been touched, and you don't see them going to war. You know what I'm saying? You don't see that.
Right.
They stay to themselves and they facilitate their community and their culture, and then they pass on. You know, all those are like, you know, Indian, Aboriginal tribes, African and Aboriginal. It's just, it's there. When you see like a community, they had like a chieftain, you know, and they had elders, and that's how knowledge and understanding and coming of awareness was facilitated. And it wasn't about being a capitalist. It just wasn't about that. You know, it wasn't about being a communist. These terms, capitalist, communist, those are African terms.
Yeah, they're European terms.
You know, this current system is European.
Mm-hmm.
We're burning down the forest and we're putting too much plastic in the ocean and we're putting holes in the sky, you know, because that's the way it is. Because that's just the way it is. But it's just the way it is over these past 2,000 years. You know what I'm saying? Because before that, I believe things were a little different. You know,
Mm-hmm.
food. I remember the amount of deviance that I got into with the internet when I was in high school. The stuff that's possible now, I know is brain warping. And I only know that now because I've gotten older and I've experienced things and I understand a little bit more about the psychology and psychological development of the human species. And I think some people really think um, they don't apply just because they have their own individual consciousness, that they don't apply to what it is to be a human. But psychologically, you go through things in your development well into your life, into late adulthood. You're still developing psychologically, and the things that children had access to now are damaging and a manifestation of the things that we had access to in previous, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
It's literally psychologically damaging because they're getting loads and loads of information that wasn't meant for them to have because it's not natural, which I'm assuming it happens. I guess it happens. It's probably never a time in history where that didn't happen, but right now, I don't think there's ever been a time in history where information can be spread and consumed and processed.
Yeah, as quickly as it can.
It's not like they had the internet when Egypt was going on. You know what I'm saying?
Right. All right. That should be it for today.
Shit, holla at me there.
Should be it. Had a decent little trade, and it's been ranging since then. So
Mm-hmm. I'll take my little win and walk into tomorrow.
heck yeah,
Knowing
yeah,
that
I'll take it.
any day I can make up what I need to make up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a pretty good win here.
I'd like to be in the positive by the 15th.
It's a good goal.
I think 5% a week is doable. Right now, I just need to get. It's like that confirmation shit kind of threw me off. Right now, I was expecting to be in the phase where I'm learning how to win. I feel like I'm a week behind. I wanted to have my entries down before this, and I just couldn't get it. But I think with this 30-minute confirmation, I feel way more solid.
Mm-hmm.
And that for a week or so, you know what I'm saying? To get some trades under my eyes, and then hopefully be learning how to win simultaneously. I'm gonna have to pull double duty somehow. And if I can get that done, hopefully by the 15th, then I can go into that last 2 weeks proactively,
Mm-hmm.
that and not be just in such a learning phase still. In a trading phase rather than a learning phase, I think I could knock it out. I think I could
I
knock
see
it.
that.
So a little bump in the road. It's all good.
Yeah, it will be good. I think this will be a good week.
All right, I'll let you know.
All right, yo.